from a woman who vanished from probation for nearly 2 years after being charged with injuring a child.
All right. Did you understand by pleading true to violation of condition number 4, the court could find it true, grant the motion, find you guilty, sentence you up to 10 years in prison and up to a $10,000 fine?
Yes.
Knowing that, do you still wish to plead true to violation of condition number 4? Court will find violation of condition number 4 true. Is there a proposed agreement?
To a man back in court for violating probation after a burglary conviction.
To violation of condition number 1, how do you plead? True or not true?
True.
State?
Having the remainders, Your Honor.
No.
Any objections?
No, yeah.
Did you understand by pleading true to violation of condition number 1, the court could find it true, grant the motion, find you guilty, and sentence you up to 2 years in the state jail facility and up to a $10,000 fine?
These cases show how Judge Boyd ensures offenders are held accountable, starting with Ms. Connor, who ignored probation for nearly 2 years after being convicted of injuring a child. Now back in court, obviously hoping for another chance, despite her repeated failure to follow court orders.
All right, court is calling 2022 CR 0841C State versus Kayla Connor. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state,
Ashley Jones for the state.
for the defense?
Roberto Ambrosino.
And are you Kayla Connor?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Did you review the document entitled Motion to Enter Adjudication of Guilt and Revoke Community Supervision and state's motion to supplement pending motion to enter adjudication of guilt and revoke probation with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes.
Are you the same Kayla? Is it Jeanne? Janine Connor, who was placed on deferred adjudication in 2022 CR 0841C for the offense of injury to a child with intentional bodily injury on August 25th, 2022 for a period of 5 years. Is that you?
Yes.
All right, state.
Your Honor, the state is alleging from the state's motion to supplement pending motion to enter adjudication of guilt that the defendant violated condition number 4 in Bexar County, Texas. The defendant, Kayla Jan Connor, did then and there fail to report to the supervision officer as directed for the months of March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, and December of 2023, and January, February, March, April, May, June, all the way through December of 2024 in violation of condition number 4.
All right, to that allegation, how do you plead? True or not true?
True.
And state with the regards to the other allegation?
The state will waive the other allegation.
No
Any
objection.
objection? All right. Did you understand by pleading true to violation of condition number 4, the court could find it true, grant the motion, find you guilty, sentence you up to 10 years in prison and up to a $10,000 fine?
Yes.
Knowing that, do you still wish to plead true to violation of condition number 4?
Yes.
Court will find violation of condition number 4 true. Is there a proposed agreement?
There is not a proposed agreement. The state will argue for our recommendation and I plead.
All right. State, what are you requesting?
Your Honor, given that the defendant has not reported for over a year and a half now, and given her history and not only the facts of the case, that state is going to ask for 2 years in the Texas Department of Corrections.
All right. In defense, what are you requesting?
Judge, I'm requesting that the court impose some type of jail sanction, revoke her deferred adjudication, adjudicate her, and put her on straight probation. Or possibly, I saw there was a recommendation from probation that their recommendation was to extend and assign her to safety. I think her only positives were for THC. I don't know that that would be a good fit. I think maybe SATA might be a better fit under the circumstances. And I did have a witness.
All right. Can we call your witness?
Carmen Rodriguez.
Ms. Connor.
Oh, come forward. Thank you. Hello. All right. Could you raise your right hand for me, please? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, you can lower your hand. State your name for the record.
Carmen Dolores Rodriguez Mills.
All right.
Okay. And good morning, Ms. Rodriguez. How long have you known Kayla Connor?
I believe the first time I met her was around 2014, right before my husband got orders to station at Scott.
Okay. And she's essentially friends with your daughter, correct?
Correct, that's how I met her.
Okay. And so you've known Kayla for a while. What type of family life did she have as long as you've known her?
It wasn't easy. When I met her, she was living with her grandmother because she had her parents weren't really in the picture. And when we left and came back, we started talking to her again last year. And that's when we find out that everything that had happened, and she was not in a good relationship and she was trying to get away from that person. So her and my daughter had gotten in contact again. But it wasn't a good example.
So has had a hard life as such. And with respect to the probation, I guess you were recently made aware that she had a warrant for essentially not reporting to probation.
Yes, I probably around, I want to say around New Year's, she let it be known. And at that time, I was trying to talk to her, and I don't know what the process would be. So I was trying to convince her if we could hire a lawyer to explain what needed to be done.
And so once you were made aware of her situation, you would advise her to deal with the warrant, turn herself in some form of fashion.
Well, yeah, whatever I don't know if she would have had to go to the probation or who.
Okay. And do you feel like you've been a positive influence in her life to this point?
I feel yes.
Okay. And has she essentially spent a lot of time at your house over the last few months?
Yes.
Okay. Has she lived there or just
Sometimes my husband and I joke that she lives there. Yes.
Okay. Okay. And if the judge were to continue her on probation in some form or fashion, would you allow her to live with you, at least in the short term, while she gets back on her feet?
Yes. As long as she abides by the rules.
Okay. And based on what you've seen, do you think that'll be a problem?
No, I don't think so. I just think she needs the guidance.
Okay. Do you think there's good in Kayla?
Yeah.
Do you think the judge should give Kayla another chance?
Yeah. I know she's screwed up, but
Do you think that maybe Kayla lacks some structure and support that maybe she didn't get growing up, and maybe you could provide that for her? Help
yes.
provide that for her to some extent?
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you. I'll pass once.
All right, any questions?
What's your daughter's name?
Michelle
Michelle, last name?
Rodriguez.
And how long did you say you've known Kayla?
I think it was around 2014 because we left in 2015. And then, so I knew her then because I had to get permission for my daughter to go over there and talk to the parents before.
So 2014 to 2015, you knew her before you left?
Yeah, before we left. And then when we came back, I would say it was last year that she started coming back.
When did you come?
Well, I came back, my dad had cancer, so we came back in 2018. But my daughter was in Clovis.
Okay, so from 2015 to last year, you really haven't had any interaction with Kayla?
Personally, no, just my daughter saying, oh, you know, I talked to her, or, yeah.
Those are the only questions.
Any further
No,
questions?
Your Honor.
I have a couple if no one has any objections.
No objection.
So you mentioned that she was in a bad relationship.
Yes, ma'am.
Was that the relationship she was in while she was on probation?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And did she ever discuss with you that Child Protective Services was in her life?
Child Protective Service. Well, she told me about the case and that she had certain requirements she was supposed to be making.
All right. And did she tell you her requirements with Child Protective Services?
I didn't ask specifics.
All right.
I was just kind of trying to get her to get back on track with the probation.
Thank you so much for coming down. I appreciate your coming down.
Thank you.
All right. Any other witnesses?
Just briefly call my client.
All right. Can you raise your right hand for me? Do you solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God? All right, you can lower your hand, state your name for the record.
Kayla Connor.
All right, you may proceed.
Good morning, Kayla. You heard the testimony of Carmen Rodriguez. If the judge were to continue you on probation, are you in agreement to reside with Carmen in the next few months while you would get on your feet?
Yes.
You heard mention of a bad domestic violence involved relationship that you had been in previously. Has that ended?
Yes.
Okay, when did that end?
About May of last year.
So May of 2024.
Yes.
So that was kind of during this period of time that you had a warrant of your arrest, essentially. Why should the judge give you another chance on probation?
I'm in a better place than I was when all of this happened. I understand that I messed up. I did not go about it the right way, but I'm out of that relationship and that situation that I was in. And I know now that I have the support team that I do have, I am capable and more confident in myself now that I can get this done.
And why didn't you deal with the warrant earlier?
Honestly, I was scared. I've never been in trouble before.
So
So
the first criminal case you've ever had?
So I've really had no idea how it was gonna go. And due to being a mother of 4 kids, I just didn't want to do time away from them. That's really all it is.
Okay, and essentially, I wasn't on that case previously, but based on what you told me, you were given a period of time that you needed to provide residence in Bexar County. And you told me that you did get residence in Bexar County, but you were late in providing notice, and that's when the warrant went.
Yes.
And so that went out quite some time ago, but after that, you didn't deal with it because you had the warrant and you were scared.
Yes.
If the judge were to continue you, who's to say the same thing wouldn't happen?
Like I said, I'm confident that I'm not gonna slip up. I'm out of the situation that I was in, and that was a very big factor as to why things went the way that they did. And now I'm working on myself and my future for myself and for my kids.
And you have minor children, correct?
Yes.
How many children do you have?
4.
4, and what are their ages?
5. My twin boys are 4, and my youngest is 2.
Okay. And where are they with?
They live with their father.
Okay. And does he have like primary custody essentially?
There's nothing really in place. It was just a verbal agreement due to the fact that I had the warrant. I thought it would be best that they lived with him until I was able to get it figured out.
Okay. And so you voluntarily did that
Yes.
on your own? Okay. Is there anything else you want the judge to know why she should consider continuing you on probation?
All I have to say is that if you give me the another opportunity, I won't make you regret it.
All right, any questions, state?
Ms. Connor, what is the father of your children's name?
Nicholas Treadwell?
I'm understanding that you were given a gift by being placed on probation in the first place for this case.
Yes.
And then you understand that you messed up that probation by not doing the things you were supposed to do.
Yes.
And then the judge gave you an opportunity to come back and continue to do what you were supposed to do. You didn't. And then you didn't report for over a year and a half. Is that correct? That's right.
I have some questions if there are no objections.
No objection.
All right. So this relationship that you were in, that the previous witness says was not a good relationship, was that the relationship with the boyfriend who was supposedly working at Toyota? Or was this some new person? Or, oh, you say Tesla?
Yeah, it's Tesla.
All right, so that was him?
Yes.
All right. So do you recall being here for a compliance hearing? And at that compliance hearing, there were 2 CPS caseworkers. Do you recall that?
Yes.
And do you recall that nobody knew where you were living because you would move from place to place? Did you recall that? Do you recall that?
No, honestly, no. I was in touch with my probation officer.
Now, I want you to listen to my question. Do you recall the compliance hearing where the issue was You are moving from place to place and taking your children with you. Do you recall that?
Yeah, I believe so, yes.
Do you recall coming in where the caseworkers, one was by Zoom? Well, actually, both of them were by Zoom. And do you recall coming in and one of the complaints was that you were testing positive for marijuana? Do you recall that?
Yeah.
And do you recall that your CPS caseworkers had no idea that you were testing positive for marijuana in this court? Do you recall that?
Yes.
And do you recall my ruling saying that you were to leave the home with that boyfriend? Do you recall that?
No, Your Honor, I don't.
Okay. All right. I have no further questions.
Any questions, Your Honor?
All right. Any other witnesses?
No, Your Honor.
All right. And I've heard both your arguments and what you're requesting. This is what the court is going to do. The court is finding violation of condition number 4 true. Court is going to find you guilty. The court is going to grant the motion. The court is going to sentence you to 5 years in the prison, give you credit for any time served. There's an affirmative finding of family violence. Did you review the trial court certification of defendant's rights to appeal with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it? Did you understand that and sign it?
Yes.
You have a limited right to appeal. That right to appeal is as it relates to the allegations in the motion, not the fact that you are in deferred adjudication. Because this is a felony conviction, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. If you have a question what a weapon or ammunition is, you'll need to speak to an attorney. Because this is an affirmative finding of family violence, you're also not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition.
This time, we have Mr. Ramirez, who keeps making excuses for skipping dozens of court-ordered alcohol tests.
And are you Ricardo Ramirez Jr.?
Yes, Judge.
Did you review the document entitled Motion to Revoke Community Supervision with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you the same Ricardo Ramirez Jr. who's placed on community supervision in 2023 CR 9472 for the offense of driving while intoxicated third or more on April 29, 2024 for a term of 6 years? Is that you?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, state.
Violation of condition number 30 in Bexar County, Texas, the defendant Ricardo Ramirez Jr. did then and there fail to comply with the rules, regulations, or instructions of portable alcohol monitoring device. In that the defendant skipped 33 required test windows from August 21st, 2024 through December 23rd, 2024 in violation of condition number 30.
To that, how do you plead? True or not true?
True.
State,
Judge, to the agreement.
with regards to the,
Highway and abandoned first.
any
With-
objection?
Without objection, Judge.
All right. Did you understand by pleading true to violation of condition number 30, the court could find it true, grant the motion, and sentence you up to 6 years in the prison and up to $2,000 fine?
Yes, ma'am.
Knowing that, do you still wish to plead true to violation of condition number 30?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find violation of condition number 30 true. Is there a proposed agreement?
Yes, sir. You're asking that you amend the conditions to, or deny our motion and amend the conditions to order the defendant to complete a TAP evaluation and follow the recommendations, and then to address what was pled true to. We're asking for a SRAM device for 6 days. Your Honor.
All right. Is that what you all are requesting?
Yes, Judge, that's what we're requesting.
All right, probation. What are you all requesting? And any objection to the court reviewing the court summary?
No, Judge. And for the court's information, that was where the state and defense are both asking to follow what's recommended in the court summary.
The recommendation based on the court summary is the scram for 60 days, continue with Pam as originally ordered, complete a TAP evaluation and follow the recommendations, Judge.
All right, you want to raise your right hand for me? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God? All right, you can lower your hand, state your name for the record.
Ricardo Ramirez Jr.
All right, why are you not following your conditions?
It's in the morning window. When I wake up to work, I get up early in a rush, try to make it to work. And then by the time I realize that it blew into my window, it's past the 10 o'clock window.
So, and Judge, just so the court knows, he's got some documented anxiety issues. He also does not drive, so he's on foot and works in the downtown area.
Mhm.
You know, it's you know, it's planning as much as it is anything else. I think what's going on really is that Mr. Ramirez is trying to make probation work around his life instead of making his life work around probation.
Mhm.
And obviously that needs to be adjusted.
All right, and why haven't, on this, it says that you have yet to complete community service. How many community service hours have you completed?
I made a donation back in October of 2024 to the food bank. I made another one this month, again to the food bank for, I believe, a total of 60 hours out of the 200 required. And my plan was to make donations through the life of the probation to resolve that.
Just a moment, I'm sorry. People, can you scan this for me? And there's pages on the back as well. You'll scan it to me. All right.
And my plan was to make donations to the food bank or another charity for the life of probation to resolve that 200 hours.
All right. So here's my question for you. Are you serious about this probation, or do you just want to be revoked and go to prison?
I do not want to be revoked and go to prison.
So how are we going to change all of this?
Making sure I hit those windows. I think a good start is the 60 days on Scram. It's a constant reminder of why I'm here and what I need to do and what I need to follow. So once I'm done with the 60 days and I fulfill that obligation, then I know the PAM device is just as serious as the Scram device. So I have to take those windows serious and not miss any of them.
All right. So what do you think should happen if you come before me again with missing windows?
You have the full right to prosecute me to the extent. I understand the consequences going forward if I have to come here again in front of you.
All right. This is what the court will do. The court will deny the motion, alter and amend conditions to include the following. And I'm following the recommendation of probation, which both the state and the defense are in agreement with. And you're in agreement with the recommendation as well?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, so this is a part of your new contract with the court. And let me remind you, this is a contract with the court. It's not a contract with your attorney or the state. So when they say they've reached an agreement, I don't have an obligation to follow it. You understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, so alternate main conditions. It's going to be 60 days Scram. Continue with Pam until further notice. There's going to be a TAP evaluation out of custody. You're going to follow the TAP recommendations. Counsel, if you disagree with those recommendations, you can have it brought back to court.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
And I'm looking at the other concerns that are listed in the court summary. I'm telling you now, do not drink mouthwash. Do not come in here saying that you drank mouthwash or something else. You understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Anything that has alcohol in it, you're not allowed to drink it, and you're not allowed to rinse with it. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Is there anything else that you need from the court to be successful?
No, Your Honor.
All right. And have you done any sober support meetings?
Yes, Your Honor.
How many have you done?
I finished the 90 days, 90 required meetings in 90 days. I have the log that I can.
And do you still do sober
yes,
support meetings?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. You need to continue with that. You understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Thank you.
Just like in Mr. Ramirez's case, here's Mr. Lozano, back in court after repeatedly skipping check-ins. Let's see how Judge Boyd handles this one.
Are you Juan Lozano? Right. Did you review the document entitled Motion to Enter Adjudication of Guilt and Revoke Community Supervision with your attorney? Did you understand it? Are you the same Juan Rogelio Lozano who's placed on deferred adjudication in 2022 CR 10786 for the offense of deadly conduct firearm on March 23rd, 2023 for a period of 8 years? Is that you?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, state.
On or about the 24th day of September 2024 in Bexar County, Texas, the defendant, Juan Rogelio Lozano, did then and there fail to submit to drug testing as directed by the court supervision officer in violation of condition number 2.
How do you plead to that? True or not true?
True, ma'am. State waives the remaining violation allegation, Your Honor.
All right, are you all going to address the issue in the motion to revoke about failure to report?
No, Your Honor. State waives the remaining violation allegation.
All right, any objections to the state's waivers?
No objections, Your Honor.
Did you understand by pleading true to violation of condition number 2, the court could find it true, grant the motion, find you guilty, and sentence you up to 10 years in the prison and up to a $10,000 fine?
No.
Knowing that, do you still wish to plead true to violation of condition number 2?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find violation of condition number 2 true. Is there a proposed agreement?
There is, Your Honor, the recommendation of the supervision office of initiative, weekly reporting for 60 days, but denied.
It's our agreement, Judge.
All right, and why should I follow this agreement?
Why should you follow the recommendation, Your Honor?
Yes.
I think the state has had an opportunity to review his history, mental health history, and just the opportunities. I've spoken with this young man. You know, I've been impressed with his candor, with his humbleness, Your Honor. And I just think he's got a long way to go on probation, and he needs this help. He was denied originally for the mental health initiative, but they want to screen him while he's in jail and make sure that this is an opportunity for him, Your Honor.
All right, so even though the state waived it, which I don't understand why the state waived it, I don't know how we can help somebody if they don't show up to report. So it's
Understand?
alleged that he didn't report. So why is he not showing up to report?
Well, I think I don't have an answer for that, Your Honor. I can tell you that I think it's all part of the situation that he needs help.
All right, do you want to raise your right hand for me, please? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God? All right, you can lower your hand. So what has been going on in your life since the court placed you on probation?
Well, man, I've been homeless and I've been staying at the Haven for Hope. So, but now I got my support back, my family. I'm staying with my grandpa now. I'm working with him. I got all my stuff, clothes, all that. So I'm doing good now.
All right, so why didn't you check in with probation and tell them what was going on in your life?
Well, I haven't had a chance to go because I have no money or nothing. But now that I'm working with him, I can take the bus now and everything. It's really far from where I'm at in South Side to him.
But I mean, you said you were at Haven for Hope.
Yes, ma'am.
I think they'll provide a bus pass. So I'm just trying to figure
I'll
out.
try to get that from them, but they didn't. I even went to the reentry place. They never gave me.
So did they give you opportunity to call probation on the phone?
Yes.
And did you call?
No.
Why not?
I never really knew her number. I never really looked it up.
Any objection to the court review and the court summary?
No, Your Honor. You go get that done. You know what I mean?
All right, probation. It says in the court summary that he has unaddressed mental health concerns, but defense has told me that they deemed him unqualified to be in the mental health initiative. So is that going to change if he's referred back?
Judge, at the time, his mental health evaluation, his supervision level was not at the level where we could supervise him under the mental health unit. I did ask that all of the evaluations be done in custody so that if it turns out that it's not where it needs to be still, that we can bring him back to court and figure out what to do then.
Okay. All right, state, you may be excused. This is what the court is going to do. I'll deny the motion. I'm going to follow the probation's recommendation to have you reevaluate it for the mental health initiative. And that's going to take place in custody. So you say you're staying with your grandfather? So Counsel, will you make him aware of what has happened today?
Absolutely, Judge.
All right, so what we'll do, and counsel, if you could remain on the case, we're going to have him evaluated in custody. If he is not accepted, then we'll have him brought back to court.
Absolutely, Your Honor.
On probation, how long do you think it will take before he's evaluated?
If refers to Comey, that could be about a month out.
All right, we'll see if we can not have the month out thing.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
But what I'm going to do, since they're saying it will be in 2 weeks, I'm gonna recall this. Ms. Abrams, could I recall this for March 6th? Would that be enough time?
Yes, Judge, for the initial report.
Yes. So I'm gonna recall you for March 6th, so I can keep you on the docket and you don't fall into a black hole or something, okay? Is there anything else you need?
No, ma'am.
All right, we can go off the record. Here's the thing. Nobody can help you if you don't call anybody. In this court, it's easy to get in touch with probation. In this court, if you're supposed to be in touch with your probation officer and you can't get in touch with them and they are picking up and you're homeless and you don't have access to VIA because it's too far, you can always call the court's number and they will get to me and say, you're unable to reach your probation officer, and we will make sure that you're able to reach your probation officer. All right, is there anything else you need in order to help you be successful?
No, ma'am. I'm doing pretty good now. Now that I got my place with my grandpa, I'm working with him. It's going good.
All right.
I think the key, if I may, if that all falls apart, your solution is to stay in contact with probation. Like I said, if they were offered $1 million, you'd have found that place.
Okay. All right, thank you so much.
All right.
All right, good luck to you.
Finally, this last case centers on Mr. Peets, who couldn't follow the terms of his probation after a burglary conviction.
Robert Porter for Mr. Pettis.
And are you Mr. Pettis?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you review the document entitled Motion to Enter Adjudication of Guilt and Revoke Community Supervision and First Amendment Motion to Enter Adjudication of Guilt and Revoke Community Supervision with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you the same John Ray Pettis who was placed on deferred adjudication in 2022 CR 7826A for the offense of burglary of a building with intent to commit theft on January 10th, 2023 for a period of 2 years? Is that you?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, state.
Suspended, and that is violation of condition number 1 on or about the 31st day of December 2024 in Bexar County, Texas. The defendant, John Ray Pettis, committed the offense of evading arrest, detention, causing FBI violation of condition number 1.
Right. And to that offense, you said causing SBI?
Yes.
I don't have that in the amended motion. Am I missing it? I just have evading, commit the offense of evading arrest or detention. Oh, that's not on mine. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, I see it.
Well,
No, I see the one that y'all have. To violation of condition number 1, how do you plead? True or not true?
True.
State,
Yeah, in the remainder, Your Honor.
No.
any objections?
no, yeah.
Did you understand by pleading true to violation of condition number 1, the court could find it true, grant the motion, find you guilty, and sentence you up to 2 years in the state jail facility and up to a $10,000 fine?
Sure.
Knowing that, do you still wish to plead true to violation of condition number 1? Court will find violation of condition number 1 true. Is there a proposed agreement?
Your Honor, it's to grant the state's motion to enter an adjudication of guilt against the defendant, revoke his community supervision, and sentence him to 16 months in state jail facility. And the state will be taken into consideration, clause number 2024 PF 29675.
I'm sorry, could you repeat the numbers after the PF?
29675.
All right, and then probation. With regards to restitution, was there any restitution for Michael John McLaughlin?
Just give me one moment. There's no restitution listed.
And state you're not requesting restitution? All right, are you defense, is that the plea bargain agreement?
It is, Your Honor.
Mr. Pettis, are you asking the court to follow that agreement? Are you waiving your right to appeal? I'm sorry?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, the court will find violation of condition number 1 as true as previously stated. The court will grant the motion, find you guilty, sentence you to 16 months in the state jail facility, taking consideration 2024 PF 29675. Is there anything else from either side with regards to sentencing?
Just that he gets credit for the time served.
Oh, I'm sorry, I thought I said that. And I see I did not. Credit for any time served.
Thank you.
All right, did you review the document entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it?
Yes, ma'am.
Because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waived your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Because this is a felony conviction, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. If you have a question over what a weapon or ammunition is, you'll need to speak to an attorney. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, we can go off the record, make changes in your life. Otherwise, as I always tell people, there's always room at the prison. Nobody ever says there's no room at the prison. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, good luck to you.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome.